Hello and welcome to Week in Review. I am Martia Umar. On Week in Review, we take a look at some of the major events that occurred in the past week. In case you missed it, this is another opportunity for you to catch up. The week kind of started for us as an organization on an upbeat mode as chairman of Media Trust Limited, Malam Kabiru Yusuf has bagged the Distinguished National Leadership Award for his dedication to media excellence and service to the nation. Malam Kabir received the award on Sunday in Lagos at the 30th anniversary of the Nigeria Media Merit Award, NMMA. Abiodun Alade sent in this report, which was presented in our studios. Take a look.
The chairman of Media Trust Limited is the President, Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria, NPAN, and is being recognized for the huge strides the media has made in the face of challenges and transition in the media industry. Despite the fact that the advances in the media group he leads gives credence to the award, Malam Kabiru is always wary of awards. But he says he couldn't turn down the recognition as the NMMA is a reputable platform for recognizing media excellence.
I was quite surprised, but I thought maybe it's an indication that my time in the media is up. Because when you start getting awards, it is like saying, thank you very much for the work you have done. Perhaps you should pass it on to younger people. So thank you very much. I take the message, and I want to tell you how proud I am to be recognized by this very distinguished group.
Also in line for an award on Sunday was the general editor of Daily Trust, Malam Hamza Idris, who won the coveted Daily Giwa Prize for Editor of the Year. Idris beat other nominees to win the award. Idris oversees the 3 titles on Daily Trust table, including Daily Trust on Saturday, and Daily Trust on Sunday.
Congratulations.
An assistant editor at Daily Trust, Afiz Hanafi, also bagged 3 awards at the ceremony for some of the stories published by his former employer, The Punch newspaper, which won the Newspaper of the Year. Speaking at the event, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, urged media practitioners to uphold the tenets of journalism, especially ahead of 2023 polls. He said journalists must also hold themselves accountable by purging the profession of fake news and other vices.
To all the awardees, I want to congratulate you on being found worthy of this prestigious award. This award is a call to a greater and a more dedicated service as encouragement to higher achievements through the power of your pen. Nigerians require you more than ever before to hold powerful institutions to account, to fight for the downtrodden and the less privileged in our society, and of course to use your voice to bring attention to issues that we ought to take seriously as a society and as a nation. This is a phenomenal achievement that no doubt testifies to your creativity and your intellect, which puts you and your profession on the same pedestal with the best Nigerian can offer, the best Africa can offer, and journalism, I believe, is the best the world can offer.
The NMMA has consistently recognized outstanding media practitioners for the past 30 years in recognition of the important role the media plays in demanding for good governance. The idea is that democracy will collapse in any state where free press dies.
And now away from the award, the new governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, was also sworn in during the week by the chief judge of the state, Justice Adikpele Ojo. And the inauguration, which was held at the Osogbo City Stadium, was attended by members and leaders of the People's Democratic Party and other dignitaries. Hamid Oyegbade has more.
The Osogbo City Stadium was filled to capacity as people of Osun State and guests attended the inauguration of Ademola Adeleke as the 6th executive governor of the state. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Adeleke as winner of the July 16 governorship election in the state. He succeeds Adegboyega Oyetola, who came second in the election. Adeleke and his deputy, Kola Adewusi, were sworn in by the Chief Judge of the state, Adepele Ojo. The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in the state, Amos Kayode Oguntunde, and chairman of the Osun State Muslim Community, Mustapha Adeleke Olawuyi, charged the new governor to put people first.
We thank God for bringing to us a new governor at this time, in person of Senator Demola Jackson Adeleke. Our advice to him is that he should lead the people in fear of God and have the love of the state of Osun at heart.
There is continuity in governance. Therefore, today's event is another milestone in Osun State. We pray God to make it a success for us. We don't have any doubt in the incoming governor that will do well for the state. We don't have any doubt that is going to make correction of many mistakes that have been made in the past.
Governor Adeleke's spokesperson, Rashid Olawale, assured the people that the new governor will deliver on his promises to the people.
It's the dawn of a new era. The year of locusts has ended, and a new era of prosperity, collective wealth creation, job, good governance, accountability, and responsive leadership has started in Osun.
Some of the guests, Philip Omadeni and Precious Omoriege, said the event portends new beginning to the people of the state.
Advice for them is to be expectant. They have to be expectant, and I believe God that He will assist us in every ramification.
Meanwhile, the newly inaugurated governor of Osun State, Adeleke, has frozen all government accounts. Adeleke directed this in his first executive order upon inauguration on Sunday. Adeleke, in his speech delivered at the inauguration, alleged that the erstwhile governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, carried out some actions after the July 16 governorship election, including hurried employment without provision to sustain them. He claimed that these actions were roadblock channel at making things difficult for his administration. Adeleke also reversed the state name from State of Osun to Osun State, saying the former was alien to the constitution. Adeleke also said he will correct injustices of the past administration. Amit Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Kogi State's government has approved 65 years as the new retirement age for teachers in public primary and secondary schools in the state. The Kogi State Information Commissioner Kingsley Fanwo said the approval was approved at the weekly Executive Council meeting, and this is at the variance with the 60 years retirement age for all civil servants at all levels in the country. The Commissioner explained that the domestication of the 65 years retirement age has put the state teachers at par with their counterpart at the federal level. He added that the Executive Council also approved the transmission of a bill for a law to amend the Kogi State Utility Infrastructure Management and Compliance Agency to create an enabling environment with the required law for the government to impact more on the lives of the people. And on a sad note, an early morning fire during the week razed 2 blocks of shop at the Kano Street section of the main market in Onitsha, Anambra State. And according to State Fire Chief Martin Agbili, a distress call was put across to the service around 2 a.m. about the fire outbreak, and they immediately deployed men to the area. He decried the increasing rate of fire disasters within the state and called for caution. Reacting to the incident, the Anambra State Public Relations Officer Tochukwu Ikenga confirmed that the situation was under control and that no life was lost through goods worth Though a lot of goods, millions of naira, have been affected, and some of the people who are affected have been reacting to this. Take a look.
I sold all my property with machine, 4 machine, all the 3-4 shop there for that land. All the shop dry. The light cleared those property were there for the land.
I was witnessing those Hausa guys. They're telling her what's happening. They came and they were telling me that they're not happy. What's happening? I said that they're supposed to stop the fire. The fire started from a shop over there, but due to security, pursued them that because of stealing the other things, the fire now is circulated. Understand? So that's exactly what happened. So we have no option. We are here watching our shops burning. We cannot remove even a pin. We don't remove anything from there.
Every time fire is stopping people for this main market. Fire is stopping people for this main market. I don't even understand what our government is doing. The whole main market don't have a fire service. The small shop, the small light started make all the plaza burn down. People are crying.
And as the legal year unfolds, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJ, and Justice Olukayode Ariwola says that the Nigerian judiciary is yet to be free or truly independent as the third arm of government. Though the judiciary is to a very large extent independent in conducting its affairs, the CJN says the same cannot be said in the area of its finance. He made the remarks while conferring Senior Advocate of Nigeria SAN on 62 lawyers elevated to the rank by the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee, LPPC. Take a look.
The swearing-in ceremony kick-started the new legal year of the Supreme Court. The rank, SAN, is awarded as a mark of excellence to members of the legal profession who have distinguished themselves as advocates and academics. Members of the inner bar, as SANs are fondly called, enjoy some privileges, including having seats reserved for them in the front rows of all courts, with priority accorded their cases in court. The successful candidates comprised of 53 in the advocacy category, while the other 9 are of the academic category. Beyond the ceremony, conversation would turn to the area of financing the judiciary, which the Chief Justice believes is impeding the independence of the judiciary. Despite the financial constraints, the Chief Justice is promising that litigants in this new legal year will be given more attention, as the judiciary will not rest on their oars until justice is served.
Though an occasion of this nature calls for celebration, nevertheless, we must, as a matter of necessity, spare a moment of our time for introspection in order to ruminate on all the events that took place in the past year. From all indications, the voyage thus far couldn't have been adjudged to be smooth. However, the good thing is that it has been tremendously adventurous and instructive. In those areas we have excelled, we will put in our best to raise the tempo, while in the areas of shortcomings, we shall do a quick self-assessment with a view to forging ahead with the right vision and mindset. From a holistic assessment, the Supreme Court, and by extension the Nigerian judiciary, has fared well in the outgone year, even though the horizon was blighted by some unpleasant challenges that radically defied every imaginable human intervention.
The CJM pleaded with the other arms of government to understand that the judiciary, to a very large extent, is independent in conducting its affairs, as he reiterated that the judiciary would not be subservient, no matter the influence, in the society.
And the federal government has approved a 14-day paternity leave for any serving male officer whose spouse delivers a baby. Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Falashade Yemiosho, in a circular said the leave will take effect from November 25, 2022. She said the leave is in line with the provisions of the Public Service Rules 2021 edition. Yemiosho also said requests for such leave must be accompanied by the expected date of delivery, as well as a report of officer's wife or evidence of approval of the adoption of the child by relevant government bodies. And one story that made the round during the week was about a student and the wife of the President, Aisha Buhari. The parents of the student of the Federal University Duse Aminu Azari, who was arrested for alleging that the wife of President Muhammadu Buhari, Aisha Buhari, was feeding fat on poor people's money, has called on the First Lady to forgive and release their son. Azare, a final year student of environmental management and toxicology at the university, was arrested after a tweet he posted in June on the allegation against Mrs. Buhari went viral 5 months later. He attached a photo of Buhari to the tweet. Speaking to BBC House on Monday, the uncle of the arrested student, Shehu Baba Azare, said that the family is appealing to the wife of the president to forgive their son. He said Azare was taken on 17th of November to Abuja, where he was allegedly remanded and tortured in the presence of Mrs. Buhari. And according to Premium Times, Mrs. Buhari's spokesperson Aliyu Abdullahi, when contacted, was yet to respond to allegations. And you're still watching Week in Review on Trusted Television. We will take a short break, but we will return shortly. Stay with us.
That's great.
Welcome back to Week in Review, and thank you for staying with us. Moving on, the House of Representatives has condemned the incessant attacks on the offices, facilities and infrastructure of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and government buildings across the country. Moving the motion, Olariwaju Kunle, representing Ekiti North, a federal constituency, said that the frequent systematic arson and attacks on the personnel, offices and facilities of INEC are targeted at crippling the Commission and squandering the 2023 general elections. He said between February 2019 and May 2021, the Social, Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) reported that at least 41 arson on INEC facilities in 14 states. And the House subsequently set up another committee chaired by Oluga Taiwo to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the incessant infernos in the INEC offices in different parts of the country and report back within 3 weeks for further legislative action. The 1st of December is marked as International AIDS Day. As the world commemorated the day during the week, Gombe State government raised concern over the high rate of mother-to-child transmission of HIV in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Habuda Hero, stated this in a chat with newsmen to commemorate the day. Ibrahim Ismail has more.
Gombe State has an estimated number of 43,000 people living with human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, although statistics have shown that the HIV prevalence rate dropped from 5.8% in 2006 to 1.2% in 2021. Gombe has a high rate of mother-to-child transmission of the virus.
If you're positive, now you identify with another positive person, marriage, and you reduce the transmission. Every center where we do antenatal care, and there's no village, any place that has a maternity or a clinic or a PHC or a general hospital, we do health talk on HIV, and any woman that attends antenatal care is screened for HIV.
To curb the spread of HIV in the state, the Ministry of Health cautioned health personnel to ensure accuracy in blood screening before any transfusion is done.
That's why it's part of what I am doing that made me know that some people, some quacks, if I use the word, even if you're a health worker, you know you have your limitations. There are SOPs. If you are in a facility where you don't have facility to conduct blood screening before transfusion, and screening is not just about knowing the blood group. You also need to know the RH. You also need to know other disease conditions like hepatitis, like HIV, like this. No, so it is beyond just saying blood group.
Some residents speak on personal preventive measures against HIV.
Okay, I'm not engaging myself in parties, birthdays or sexual immoralities, etc. Because if you say that you engage yourself in, for example, parties, you will meet some bad friends or something bad may happen to you there. So I'm not engaging in it.
Ala kulli halin na guji zina, na guji cin amana ko kuma
I abstain from adultery and any other things forbidden in Islam. It is not by my ability, but I always pray to protect myself.
Addu'a nake yi da kuma kiyayewa ga halin da zan tsinci kaina a wannan rayuwa da ake ciki.
The theme for the 2022 World AIDS Day is End Inequalities, End AIDS. It highlights the growing inequalities in access to essential HIV services, particularly for children, youth, key populations, and women who are holding back progress in ending AIDS. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The chairman of the Senate Committee on Petroleum, Upstream and Governorship candidate of the Young Progressive Party in Akwa Ibom State, Senator Basi Akpan, has been sentenced to 42 years in a correctional facility by Federal High Court Uyo for corruption. Senator Akpan, who was prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC rather, has been taken to Ikotekbene Custodial Center, Akwa Ibom State, to serve his term. He was accused of receiving bribes for 12 cars worth 254 million naira from an oil marketer, Olajide Omokwe, during his tenure from 2010 to 2014 as Commissioner for Finance in Akwa Ibom State. And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, is optimistic that his administration will end the insecurity bedeviling the country if voted into power in the next year's presidential election. Atiku spoke on Wednesday during the week at the rally in Akure, the Ondo state capital, said that the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, had wasted almost 8 years in the life of the country and was, on a daily basis, increasing the sufferings of Nigerians. The PDP presidential candidate disclosed that the failure of the current administration to secure the country and provide social amenities to the citizens confirmed the failure of the Buhari-led government decline and the high rates of unemployment and poverty across the country. Atiku pledged that his administration, if voted into office, would earmark the sum of $10 billion and for youth empowerment and captured in his document. The campaign rally kick-started his campaign in the southwest zone, and he started from Ondo State because the state recorded the highest votes for PDP and the southwest during the 2019 election.
We have started our campaign rally from Ondo State in the southwest. It is deliberate because we want to show you that we appreciated what you have done to us in the last election. You have given us the highest votes in the southwest. We will never forget you. That is why, if you repeat the support again, we promise we will definitely deal with insecurity. We will eliminate it. We will also make sure that all the federal roads linking Ondo State with other parts of the country are made very motorable. Of course, I have also undertaken to make sure that our young men and women, you are the one who are gathered here today. You are the one who are suffering in the sun today. And you are the one who are going to vote for us and protect the votes for us. We promise you we will set aside enough money to make sure that we empower you for your jobs, for your security and for your families.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has harshly criticized some state governors for the endemic corruption at the local government system, which he says is inhibiting development at the grassroots. The president spoke on Thursday at the State House Abuja to parley with members of the Senior Executive Course 44 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, KUR. Describing what was happening, a terrible thing, the president urged public office holders to be guided by the conscience and personal integrity. Kendi Amodu reports.
What is happening at the local government level is an open secret in Nigeria. Funds meant for development of local government is normally intercepted by state governors, leading to stunted development at the third tier of government. Despite paying lip service to the issue of local government financial autonomy, the matter has not gone any further over the last few months. An executive order signed by the president has been blocked, and the case remains in court. President Buhari is just amplifying what is happening at the third tier and is describing it as terrible.
50 million will be sent to the chairman with a letter that he will sign that he received 100 million. The governor will pocket the balance and share it with whoever he wanted. And then the chairman of the local government will see how much he must pay in salaries to help goes to development. Money for the salaries will be given and the balance will put in his pocket. This was happening.
The president is therefore urging all public office holders to be guided by their conscience, but more importantly is pledging that the recommendation in the NIPS report will be implemented.
It is obvious that government cannot afford to pay lip service to the recommendation contained in this report. I assure you that the report will be treated with the seriousness and urgency it deserves. Government will seriously study the report with the view to implementing the carefully detailed recommendations.
The report of the Senior Executive Course 44 suggests that for Nigeria to manage most of the challenges currently facing the country, governance at the grassroots must be set straight and corruption must be eradicated.
Your resolve to achieve zero tolerance in corruption is a struggle that we as a nation cannot abandon if we must prosper. The national and global support given to your administration is a huge opportunity to be leveraged on.
The takeaway from this discussion is clear. If the local community and the grassroots is not governed, there is no reason to complain that bandits have taken over local communities. From State House Abuja, Kendi Amodu, Trust TV News.
The federal government has announced that services along the Abuja-Kaduna rail corridor will resume on December 5. A managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, who disclosed this on Thursday, said that all was set for the resumption of the services. Okiria, however, advised passengers wishing to utilize the service to commence updating of their mobile app from December the 3rd to enable them to successfully book for rides. According to NRC bars, the services will commence with 2 train rides from Abuja to Kaduna and vice versa. The NRC boss assured of the federal government's commitment to ensure safety of lives and properties on board its train all times. And that brings us to the end of Week in Review. You can join us next week, same time, same station. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.